Hello there guys, Francis Green. Today I've got a new model custom to show you all. This is the character Lan-Di, and he's featured in the hit game or hit Sega games Shenmue. They've only done two games in the franchise so far, Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2. There is a Kickstarter campaign to make a part 3 because the fans have been after a part 3 for a better part of a decade now. Uh, Great character, great games if you haven't played them. Basically, this is a one-off commission for a friend of mine. He's a big Shenmue fan. He asked me if I could make a one-off custom Lan-Di. He's asked me if I could make some other Shenmue characters as well, but this is what we started with first. Basically, he wanted him in the opening scene of the first game, where Lan-Di goes to the family dojo and fights the main character's father. The main character's Ryo, R-Y-O, I believe. And basically he kills his father with this like killing blow move, and basically he wanted him to represent that, so to speak. So what I did was I looked around online, and the closest thing I could find to that pose was like a warrior Tibetan monk, I think he was. But obviously, as you can see in the picture, he's front facing. He's looking at you, but his body's, to his right, kind of a thing, to your left. So what I decided to do was when I got him back, I cut off his head and then re-drilled and reposed the head looking forward, like what Lan-Di is, or what he does in the game. And after that, because the Tibetan monk was on like a rock face, his back leg wasn't flush with the front leg. He wouldn't stand straight. So I had to break this leg, put a long pin between the two, and then resculpt all the ankle. Luckily with Lan-Di, he has these like parts that come out and go in. So luckily I could mask that into that, so you can't tell. But yeah, that was a bit of a pain getting him to stand up straight. The next part after that was I needed like a dojo kind of wooden floor base. Originally, I was going to make it out of like strips of wood, but that would have been a lot of work to do, or would have took me a lot of time to do. Luckily, I found a cheap statue of a character called Max Payne from Max Payne 3. Basically, I believe it was made by Rockstar Games, and basically it features Max Payne here in the middle, and all these bullet casings all over the floor where he's been in a firefight. For me personally, I wasn't a huge fan of that statue. I thought, they didn't need this big massive base just for a single. They could have just done like a little square or a little circle, or what, which would have been perfectly fine. But they decided to do this big massive, floorboard base. So for me personally, I didn't think it worked for Max Payne, but for Lan-Di, I think it's perfect. So what I did was I grinded off all these little bullet casings, filled in with some Aves epoxy modelling clay that where the groove had gone in, or here, there, and everywhere. Flushed it all out, sanded it down, painted it a dark brown base coat, added lighter brown tones to make it look like wood, and then I added like a black wash in amongst all the little nooks and crannies to make it look like, obviously, where light's not penetrated and it's dark underneath. So it actually looks like proper floorboards, and then give it a varnish, a matte varnish coating, so it's not shining. It's just it just looks like wood. So there's the dojo base, and obviously we had the main stance for Lan-Di. Lan-Di also has these like what he's like his robes, his extra parts that the Tibetan monk didn't have. So I had to make them out of. I had some like leftover, like aluminium bendable metal from another project that I did a couple of years back. I decided to use that. Basically, what I did was I glued it basically I got them. I cut them into rectangles to roughly the right shape. Put them on and like pushed them in and twisted them so it looks like it wouldn't like so it was a perfect fit. Uh, Glued it in place. Used a bit of hot glue and glued it in place, and then drilled and pinned in 4 places on the back and on the front. And added like super glue to the pins, so it was nice and solid. After that, I used Eve's epoxy modelling clay and sculpted a layer underneath and on top. So once that had dried, it's rock solid. So it's all one piece now because I've sculpted the top part as well. So all that is one piece. And then I got some of this like twine fabric and basically took my time and then super glued on the outside because Lan-Di has these extra like fabric parts up over the arms as well and around the neck. And then once that was done, I then had to sculpt the long ponytail that the character has with the tie there, and then the bottom part all just like loose, free flowing, and yeah, and then once that I did that, it was time to sand it all down and then grey prime it and then start ready for sculpting. I also did the hair as well. I had to sculpt the hair because obviously the Tibetan monk was bald, so that had to be resculpted, and I had to resculpt up and around the neck as well, so it all looks like part of the same costume. So there's a lot of work has gone into this. The main problem with this, or the main pain with doing this, was Lan-Di has an intricate dragon design on the front and the back. And with the parts already pre-molded and sculpted, sorry, and like it's moved fabric, it's not just all one flat. It's quite a lot of the pictures that you see of him, he stood up straight, and that would have been a little bit easier to paint. But with my friend wanting it like the killer blow scene where he attacks Ryo's dad, then it had to be free flowing, so it meant painting a really intricate two intricate dragons either side, one up, one down, matching each other, exactly the same paints on either side, same colours and everything, and made to fit. So it's like you could do an intricate design up here, but if it's not the right scale, you would, once you continue on, the head of the dragon would be down here, and you wouldn't have nowhere to paint. So I had to basically map out in like quarters what should go where, and with it being free flowing, it was very difficult to do that. It turned out really nice, I think. I would have preferred it to be a little bit better in some areas, like with the design, but like I said, you can't really do it on a moving fabric, you know, kind of feel to the character, to the statue. So it was a bit hard to do that. But I think it turned out really well. It was also kind of hard to map out with the ponytail being in the centre there. It was hard to map what should go where, and obviously continue it over. But I managed to do it in the end. Lovely metallic green paint there on his clothes. I really like how that turned out. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not, but it's really really is a nice metallic. I also had to etch in a face scar, which Lan-Di has, and besides that, apart from the paint job and building it up, that's more or less him built. The other part was I added a green felt base, obviously dark green to match the character, but the real reason why I wanted the felt base underneath was originally it had like Max Payne written on it and Rockstar Games and all, and obviously, you know, that's not this character. So I had to grind that down and then paint over it, and then I hid it all with the green felt. So it just looks nicer, feels nicer if you pick it up. And yeah, it's just as far as like a one-off custom goes, I think it turned out really nice, and I hope that my friend will be happy with him. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Please don't forget to click the like button if you liked him. Please add a comment below if you're a Shenmue fan and you just want to like have a quick say, or you just want to say hi or whatever. And Please don't forget to share on Facebook and Twitter, guys, because it helps new people find my page. And I'm always appreciative of that. Thank you very much. And nothing else to say, but I hope you enjoy them, and see you next time. Thank you very much, and goodbye.